Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about the American entertainment industry, the main driver for our new industry. It's politically important because it actually is really significant to who and what our industry identity is as a nation. So the American entertainment industry, specifically, one of its main absolute key drivers, which is Disney, and the decisions that Disney made around dealing with non-woke content. Their decisions around Disney Plus's decisions around non-woke content, and the roadmap that they have now established for non-woke content. So there's a conversation happening in American society today, and it says, okay, hey, we have a heritage, we have traditions. And these traditions are very problematic in some cases because they don't have the new woke quality, right? They don't have gender sensitivity. They don't have cultural sensitivity. They don't have preference sensitivity. They don't have XYZ sensitivity, right? You can add on any number of other sensitivities that continue to crop up in the new woke culture, right? And by the way, where do I stand on wokeness? I think I'm pretty woke, right? Like, I understand the cultural conversation, and I definitely change my language when it doesn't harm anybody to do so. And I think that's one of the language is the tip of the spear when it comes to woke, right? Like, language is very I use the word international now rather than a different word, right? And I watch this stuff carefully. And I have a liberal arts degree, so of course, I understand what non-woke is. Even I got my liberal arts degree in 1992, and even then, these type of sensitivities we're talking about then. All right, so you have Disney Plus, and Disney Plus just recently, it just came on in 2020. Disney Plus isn't even a year old, right? And it came online this year. And when Disney Plus came online, Disney had to make a decision about non-woke content, and this decision was a very large decision, and it will establish a roadmap. It will establish a roadmap for how non-woke content is dealt with by other companies, right? Because, so what happened was when Disney Plus came in, there was like 1,000+ shows. There's easily 1,000 shows on Disney Plus, right? And these things span from 1940 all the way up to 2020, right? So you had 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You have 8 decades of content. 8 decades of content. That's incredible, right? Now you could bet that a lot of that has some seriously non-woke content, right? You want me to give you an example? Lady and the Tramp, okay, the original, the animated version. That movie has I watched this on Disney Plus because I was like, hey, wait, okay, I did my own woke test on Disney Plus. I was like, wait, I remember when I was a kid, I watched Lady and the Tramp, and it had these 2 cats in it, and they sang a song together in unison, and I know there's no possible way that Disney Plus can have that song in the same way it does today. I was wrong. That song is still in the movie, still in the animated movie, exactly the way it was originally, right? So how do you have arguably, actually, all right, I'm going to say something right now. Come at me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. Disney is the most woke company on the planet. Nobody beats them, right? They are more sensitive to gender sensitivity, more sensitive to preference sensitivity, more sensitive to age sensitivity, cultural sensitivity. Like, they are super woke, right? Disney is super woke. They're super woke in who they hire. They're super woke in the message they try to convey. They read dissertations about Disney princesses, and they pay attention, and then they adjust the next movie based on what they learned about reading some dissertation on Disney princesses. And I'm talking like, papers that are written in order to get a doctorate at Yale and Harvard about Disney princesses. That is not that is not an exaggeration, right? Like, their movies are at so without a doubt, Disney is attempting to be. I don't know what they're attempting to be. I really think they are the wokest company that exists, bar none. Okay, and I mean a company at scale. If you got some 4 employees and you're a little more woke, who cares, right? I'm talking a company at scale, right? So Disney is the most woke at scale company. And so they came across this decision and they said, hey, we got 8 decades of content and a ton of this stuff is non-woke. So what do we do, right? So the first thing they could do is they could say, okay, well, first of all, they had 4 different, I think they had, let's look at the past they had. They had Publish It All, Say Nothing, right? They were like, just, hey, this is our back catalog. We trust people understand this is 60 years old. And they could say nothing, right? They did not take that path. Excuse me. All right. So they said, no, we're not going to do that. They could edit all these films, right? So they could cut parts out. They could re-audio some of it, like cut new audio songs to cover up some of these really bad old songs, change some words, right? We've seen this in rap lyrics, right? Almost every major rap song now has a clean version that's out, right? So they could clean it up. They could edit it to clean it up, right? They did not do that, right? Then they could say, okay, we're gonna just post the stuff on Disney Plus that's woke. We're gonna cut all the non-woke out. They did not do that, right? Now that would have lost them a lot of money. I totally understand why they chose not to do that. And fourth is the final path they took. They said, we're going to post this stuff and we're going to warn people with a trigger warning at the front, right? We're going to say, hey, this has got some super woke, non-woke stuff in it. Be warned, right? And they're careful about it. They're kind of like, hey, we don't really, this is in our catalog, right? We didn't make this yesterday. This is in our catalog, and as a company, we've moved toward wokeness, and this is part of our non-woke history, right? So they got, and they couched it with language. So the path was couch it with language, put bumpers on it, put bumpers on the front and back of this incredibly impacting non-woke content, and say, this is here, you can watch it, but understand, we're not making this stuff now. We made this stuff in the past, and now we're woke, but then we weren't, right? And the thing that I think is interesting about this is a super woke company saying this is how you make money on, present, and present non-woke content. And the reason why is data is gold, art is gold, right? Disney is a very, very powerful company that's been around for a long time. We're not just going to throw stuff out because it doesn't fit the needs of the day. That is incredibly important, right? Now, you got the blues and the reds. You got the Democrats blue, Republicans red, and the blues, right, they really want to be woke. The reds don't care. They don't really care about being woke, right? So basically, if a red company comes forward and goes, oh yeah, just print it, whatever, we don't care about being woke. But what's interesting is the decisioning that a woke company made about non-woke content, and then the roadmap that they supplied for every company that goes after them to say, we have set a precedence for making a lot of money on non-woke content, even when you are purporting to be a woke company. This is politics at its finest, people, man. This is like deep politics, right? Disney super woke company making bank on super non-woke content, right? Like, and get this, like, it's not necessarily a bad thing in that Lincoln is famous because he got a lot of compromise done, right? We don't like to hear that in America today, but reality is politics is the art of compromise. Okay, getting people to the table. Nobody walks away completely happy, but nobody walks away completely devastated either, right? And this was a middle road built by Disney, and now it will serve as a roadmap and as a justification for woke and non-woke companies in the future to make money on non-woke content, which is really, really interesting. And it's really important for American politics because as America, this is our new steel. This is our new industry that matters, right? And this is a big question on how this would be done. And Disney has laid the bricks, brick by brick by brick, for every other company to come along and say, oh man, we have all this super non-woke content. How do we deal with this? You don't got to figure it out. Disney already figured it out and laid the road for you. You can go down the same road they did. All that's my opinion. What do you think? Do you think that Disney made the right choice on how to be a woke company and make bank on non-woke content? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.